Dang. It's another crazy day in space. Wait, the world is flat, isn't it? On the 4 pillars? Yeah, let me know if it's 5 by 5. So we can get going. I need one chat so we can get going. Yay! If you're watching this after the fact, just skip ahead. Skip ahead. Alright, Brian Stevens. Go with Mr. Brian Stevens. God bless you, sir. Alright, James Kaufman, World News Report today. Today is May 30th, 2025. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Ring that bell for critical future updates. All right, we're going to start out here with the confusion we're in. We started the day out with 3 hours of a geomagnetic storm here, a KP, looks like a KP5 G1 geomagnetic storm. And since then, ladies and gentlemen, we've actually had 12, 15, 18 hours of geomagnetic disturbance. That's on our new estimated planetary KP index that we paid $130 million to upgrade this year. We see our boulder not showing as much activity and at different times, which is strange. This is actually in Huntsville, Alabama. This is in Boulder, i.e. Colorado. It's in Fredericksburg. Nothing showing up in Fredericksburg. And then our most sensitive, our college index, shows us in a geomagnetic storm for 18 hours of a geomagnetic storm. And they're actually guessing they're going back into a geomagnetic storm tomorrow. Was this all caused by those 6 M flares and the 1 X flare? It must have been. Everyone tells me, SEER, James, SEER. You don't think I know what a SEER is? They made the name up since I've been doing this. I've been doing this for 10 years. They made the name up last year when they couldn't explain why no plasma from the coronal mass ejections were hitting Earth and all the solar winds were. Yes, we used to see solar winds pushed in front of the plasma, so we get a jump in solar winds and that would be squished down. Plasma is another form of matter. There's solid, liquid, gaseous state, and plasma. So plasma would be gaseous state, or solar winds would be pushed down by the plasma afterwards. That's not what we're seeing here at all. We have something behind us I'm about to show y'all. I don't know what the hell is going on, but no bow shock, plenty of pressure in the rear, almost like our jets are on. Give them all she's got, Scotty. Give them all she's got. All right, look what just happened. Unbelievable. Now this might put us into a proton storm. This is going to be directly Earth facing. Unbelievable. Look at the length of time and how high it is. It does not say that it made X-class solar flare threshold, but let me tell you what, when you see something like this, it's about a 1.5 hour period, It won't be into below the M flare for maybe another hour or 2 hours. You got big problems here. We actually had 2 additional, which I thought were big earlier today. 2 additional M flares. We'll go over those in just a second. And this is an M flare as well. I believe it's a 8.9, but we'll take a look at that as well. Look at our 7-day. These, God, how do you get that out of here? These are the flares that we're dealing with here. There were 7 M flares and 1 X flare. And this would be what any logical person would think that we were dealing with as far as all this geomagnetic activity, right? Well, of course, all they got to do is put SEER, circulating, isolated, bullshit, crap, new word, new phenomena. There's no plasma. Still, if there's SEER winds, where'd the plasma go from chromate ejections? You know, I watched Ben try to explain it. He didn't explain shit. He's got nothing. All he wants to do is sell y'all shit. Now he's got a new dating game. I mean, talk about lose your government contract and really try to expand. DOD, sellout bitch. Sellout bitch. I did a video on the contract with it in hand and his signature, and so did DeutschSense. I did it, and Deutsch stole it from me. But let me say, now he's got a dating show starting up this week. Aren't y'all excited? You do have to go through this, but you don't have to go through it alone. It's his pitch. As long as you pay enough money, I mean, shit, he'll put a dating show together anywhere you want to. What a freak. What a freak and a loser. Excuse me. You got to call it out like it is. We see a proton event trying to start up. Didn't really start up. I just can't believe that he's so desperate for money. He was on that $5.1 million contract since 2014. Got canceled in December. Now he's starting a dating deal. It's going to be on his channel every week. So like-minded preppers can get together. I mean, what an idea. I could see him coming up with another idea. I'll only answer questions if anyone gives me a super chat. No, that wasn't me. That was him. I don't like the guy. Get off steroids. They're killing you, dude. They're killing your mind. Killing your mind, loser. Be in faith. I'm in the faith. I've got more faith, Brian, than anyone. That's the only reason I'm here. After what I've been through, if you walked in my shoes, what carries me through every day is faith in Jesus Christ. That's what carries me through every day. We actually read the Bible every day for 5 years on this channel, and God took our Bible reader at 67 years old, Miss Teresa, and we haven't gotten a consistent one that will show up ever since. So we read every single night for 5 years, every night. We read a whole chapter every night as well. All right, let's see what happened today, guys. We're not going back too far. I guess the M3.5 was the big, then the M1.6, and they have not yet reported on this last event. It's an M8.2. You can see there, right? 10% chance of X flares. That came close. 50% chance of M flares. We had 3 of those, and 99% chance of C baseline. All right, 4.5. You've had a few drinks too? Well, great, I guess. It's not the end of the world, is it? I just don't like Ben. I don't like anything. All he's done has been paid resistance. A lot of things that I've learned from Space Weather come from Ben, but now he's got nothing. He had to start he used to have a script handed to him every morning. Now he's got nothing to say. Nothing to say. No new scripts. No new nothing. He just got himself an intro worked out this week. I think it's laughable. I often tell him, trust me, you don't have to tell him for me. I often I'm going to save this and then run it as a save file so we can control it. Alright, not too much time there, it's done. Hold on. I get it right. Relax. Alright, so here we are, 527. You see a lot of those, well, some of those M flares did finish on 527. We should see a lull here on 28. Mercury coming into view here. We saw that. 29th. Now we're on the 30th today. There should be some CMEs today. I don't see a lot of rocks coming through like we usually do, but a lot of CMEs. These are rocks here. See them? Big rocks, and they've cut off the feed so that, of course, it's going to be unusable. All right. Over to HMI intensigram. That's 4100, and this is 4099. The delta sunspot versus the beta gamma sunspot. This needs to be named immediately versus all these others. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There were 6 on the other HMI. Now, later in the day, there are 8. 8 still that could have an Earth component to them. Mate, what's up, my man? In the house, North Carolina. All right. Look at that. If that's an M flare, I might be the next pope. Look at the size of that flare. I don't think we've seen a flare that big. I really don't. We can't pick it up on LASCO C3 yet. That's the one that just occurred. Looks like it'll be a 3 or 4 hour M-class solar flare. 3 or 4 hour M-class solar flare. They're trying to pretend like this slit here created solar winds for 3 days. What a joke. This was created, we should be seeing a plasma component to the solar storm, but we're not. And I do need to pull that up for you guys still, but I will in a second. Alright, where are we at? We're at a G3, and they're looking for another G3 tomorrow. So, what I do here is, you know what? I think I already have it up. Alright, this is LASCO C3. And we've been watching this for a while. This is strange here. It's not a planet. I don't know what the hell it is. If it's a star, it's the biggest star we've ever seen. This is into today, as y'all can tell. Now we should see, let me bring the time up here. We should see some CMEs, but we don't see anything. 3, look at that on the right over there. They erased it. All right. I mean, look at all the plasma leaving Earth. Look at this plasma leaving Earth. And they've taken out some time here and there, but ladies and gentlemen, they're not going to let us see anything anymore. The time of the backyard geophysicist is over. They shut that little playground down. Got too dangerous for them. Nowadays, we know more than they do. That was the real problem. All right, STO, HMI, look at what's facing you. At least it's not reverse polarity, right? And this one's the delta sunspot, right? This one's the beta gamma. And look, black over white, reverse polarity in the northern hemisphere. It should be at least a beta gamma sunspot. I mean, come on. All right. At 284 angstroms, we're seeing a little bit more. Almost looks like a jack-o'-lantern, right? We see a heck of a sunspot coming around the limb. And it looks like we have coronal holes Earth-facing, but you can only see them at the highest angstroms. So I'm not quite sure how developed they really are. But this is what we're getting now. Even if this was real-time and perfect, these solar winds wouldn't hit us for another 40 to 50 hours. So this is not what's causing the geomagnetic storm. With no plasma, by the way, in case anyone's not figured it out. How can you have solar flares with CMEs that create 3 days of a geomagnetic storm and not have plasma go up over 4 centimeters cubed? They know, and they always use the word SEER. All right, SEER, that's their new word, and someone tried to act like they were going to teach me something. I appreciate it, but trust in this. I've already heard all their bullshit and know better, okay? SEER are the oscillations of the solar winds, but you still have to have plasma. These are coronal mass ejections. They're not coronal holes with solar winds being ejected. Watch. SEER. Whoever answered that did say, that's wrong. That's not the right SEER. These people are so screwed up, man. How about SEER solar winds? I mean, they got so many. NASA's such a liar. You gotta watch them left, right, and sideways. Yeah. Co-rotating interaction regions. SEERs. Don't you fucking think I know what they are? This is what I do. Yes, they impact Earth's magnetosphere and could cause geomagnetic storms. Where's the plasma, though? Right? They come from, look, coronal holes. Coronal holes. Intact with... So this didn't happen. They're just lying again. Luckily for you guys tonight, I have... Well, I don't know what it is, but I have all the power of Lord coming from the back side of this shithole. All the power of the Lord coming from the back side of this shithole. Alright, where are they today? They are on the 30th at plasma wise, about 3, go up to about 4, 3 to 4. Solar winds wise on the 30th, they started out at about a good guesstimate, about 525, going up to maybe 550. Is that pretty fair? Is that pretty fair? Well, let's see. Solar winds 700, 806 kilometers per hour. Should be off the charts. Look at the plasma at 2.01. Where was the coronal hole? Now, I saw the solar flares like everyone else did. But everyone says SEER, because NASA said so. Why don't you do some homework? Do some fucking homework and figure it out. We've got solar winds up over 700 to 800 kilometers per second. I'm sure they're at 900 up in here. See if we can get a good heartbeat. 816. That means we would still be, which we're not in a solar storm anymore, but the winds are still at 816 kilometers per second in the last few hours. Look at the plasma, 0.73. Someone told me, Lee or someone stupid on Facebook, our BZ is down. No, our BZ and our shields are up. They're to the north. Everything's going right here, except for no telling what the hell is causing solar winds up and over 800 kilometers per second with no coronal hole. And if it was 7 coronal mass ejections with CMEs or solar flares with coronal mass ejections, why do we only show 2 centimeters cubed of plasma? You guys, I'm about to show y'all. And Wendy Williams, that's one. That's, you know what? We don't know what it is unless you got something special that I don't know. It could be a black hole. It could be another solar system that's coming near us. It could be a rogue star. It could be a binary star. Could be a rogue star, rogue planet. Could be something that we don't even know about. It could be the center of our galaxy, not our universe, our galaxy controlling things, because that's a much bigger play there. So we can't say Planet X is coming. We just can't say that because we don't know. We just don't know at this point. If you do know, please tell me. So we know that they screwed that up big time. That's what we do know. Too much truth, Tiffany Hartman. James better shut up. Exactly, mate. If anyone doesn't look at the plasma, and some lady came on here today and said, James, it's SEER. Don't you know what SEER is? Lady, I was there the day they invented the word. That was like 24 months ago. They invented the word. Invented it. Right? Yes, I understand what SEER is, but that's not what we're seeing here. Yes, we could have oscillating winds that are in 2 directions, but where's the plasma? Well, better than that, where are the coronal holes? Where are the coronal holes? This is the last 8.9 flare that we just saw. Where's the big coronal hole that lasted 3 days? If y'all look at my work, because that's probably the best to look at, because I'm not paid by anybody, and I don't lie. If you'll just come down right here, guys, and I'll give you the URL, mystery. It's not really a mystery, but look how many days ago it was. This is what I want y'all to know. 11 days ago. So this coronal hole could not be And this was the only coronal hole that we had. Look at it up here. I'll give y'all the URL. It couldn't be what's causing the CIR, CIR, right? When you're dealing with someone like me, a Mensa genius that's angry, you better know, you better cross your T's and dot your I's before you come in swinging. Now, shills are up here. They're not down. They're not to the south. They're to the north. That's what the blue means here. Hell, you want to say, help me, because I've seen dumb people. Look, this is 10 centimeters cubed up here. This would be space weather threshold for plasma, right? This way up here. What are we at? 1. What are we at? 1. And everything you're seeing here is solar winds. And really, it hasn't heated up the situation much. Look at the solar winds dying back down. Now, they're actually forecast until... And just to prove it to y'all again, it's embarrassing. Never went over 10. They didn't even have to make a slot over 10 centimeters cubed. And here, never went over 850. I like how they help me with the slots here. To a G3 geomagnetic storm with 850 kilometer per second winds. No coronal hole. No plasma. No plasma. Y'all explain that to me. If y'all knew a little bit about solar weather or solar activity, maybe y'all could, but I can't. And I know a lot about it. If I open my eyes, I will see the atmospheric expansion and contraction. Sun sets in the northwest. Obviously, something is pulling on our planet. I think you should approach it a little bit differently than your lead sentence, but that's just me, right? This is the backside of our planet right here. We've got very few sunspots, but I'm sure that by the time they're Earth facing, based on what's happening now, they will be 144. Is this NASA? Everything I'm showing you is from either NASA, NOAA, or the ESA. And I know for some reason women are very protective, not of their men, but of any woman, even if she's completely wrong. That's what I've noticed. All right, which is fine. I understand the insecurity. All right, here, straight at you, facing you, a huge beta gamma sunspot. This is, gosh, it's right below the equator, black over white, how it should be, but it's a Delta class